The first 1,000-ton crane is finally here, guys! This time we're following it on a massive 2,485-mile journey to one of the highest and harshest construction sites on Earth. The entire route is incredibly dangerous, climbing over passes 5,000 meters high and crossing hundreds of miles of barren, desolate wasteland. During this trip, we'll be stopping at gas stations more times than I can count. So the question is, how many times will we need to refuel, and how much is it going to cost? Today we're at the factory for a quick handover ceremony, and we head out first thing tomorrow. This massive crane being delivered today is the largest ever in this region. The 1,000-ton crane delivery is like a key handing ritual for the owner. From now on, this 900-ton beast is officially on the road, serving high-altitude projects. The 900-ton rig is ready, and they're rushing to load up the rest of the gear, including a small all-terrain crane as an escort. Standing next to the big one, it looks like a tiny toy. All these steel components on the ground will be loaded and hauled along. Everything is packed and ready. The delivery team is doing one last check. We leave as soon as everyone's here. Listen guys, this delivery is unlike anything we've done before. This 900-ton machine has to travel nearly 2,485 miles. Nearly 621 miles of that is through complete wilderness, so we have to plan our fuel stops constantly. Can this 900-ton giant handle the toughest sections? Passes over 5,000 meters, long distances and brutal roads. It's going to be a real test for this whole trip. As soon as we started rolling, the first priority was fuel. Filling it up just to be safe. Just took on nearly 500 liters. The goal is to keep moving. Total distance is about 2,361 miles. Let's get this 900-ton squad moving. When we say we're going, we mean it. After 62 miles, we pulled over to check the rig. Checking the tire temperature now. Some people are asking what kind of vehicle this is. They don't even realize it's a crane. If I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't know either. That's because it's not in its final form yet. Almost everything has been disassembled. Without taking it apart, it couldn't even get on the highway. A bit further down the road, we stopped at a service area for a quick bite and grabbed more fuel. This is already our second stop. Every time we pass a station, we fill up immediately. No time for long breaks. Maybe next time. We're on a very tight schedule this trip. The whole team is pushing straight through. We've made it to the edge of the urban area. We originally planned to stop here and maybe look around. But since we arrived early, we decided to keep driving. How much further can we get tonight? The further, the better. You can't lose focus while driving this thing. Constant concentration is a must. The tires are the most critical thing to watch. Everything looks good, so we're moving on. We'll cover another 62 miles tonight before calling it a day. We're staying right at the service station tonight. No more driving for now. We'll eat and rest right here at the stop. Let me show you guys what the driver's rest area looks like. Many of you probably haven't seen this. The service station actually has bedrooms. It's like a mini hotel. The buffet is about $5 a person. The food selection is pretty decent. Check this out. For a highway rest stop, these rooms are great. Very comfortable for a quick stay. Most importantly, it's clean. Clean is all we need. Outside, the lot is packed with trucks. The next morning, well before dawn, we hadn't gone far before reaching a new station, continuing the journey, stopping at the first station of the day, filling the tank again. This is our third fuel stop. Passing through here leads to the plains. Some famous mountains are also in this area. To be honest with you guys, I've never traveled this far before. This is my first chance to see scenery like this. Thanks to our dash cam and the drone, I was able to capture these beautiful shots. Getting ready for our fourth fuel stop. Can you believe this fuel consumption? It's insane. Probably worse than an off-road truck. I definitely couldn't afford to keep this thing running. For a 2,485-mile trip with a 900-ton crane, the fuel bill is practically a whole salary. Today is day 2 since we set out. I didn't expect us to move this fast. Way ahead of schedule. A whole new stage lies ahead.
Just a bit further and we'll officially cross into the next province, which is also our last stop before heading into the highlands. We expect to drive around this area for about 2 to 3 days to reach the next major stop ahead. I didn't expect to find such a familiar taste in a place this remote. Really delicious, I must admit. This is our first pit stop after entering this area. Time to fill up again, guys. That makes it the 5th time already. This time, we have to start using cold weather diesel. The further we go, the colder the weather gets. The roads are empty, and there are more desolate areas. So every vehicle in the convoy has to fill up completely. We've driven over 1,240 miles now, yet this is the very first highway toll booth we've passed. Take a guess, guys. How much is the toll fee this time? After leaving the toll booth, we just kept driving straight on the main road toward the next forest stop. Then we'll get back on the highway to keep going. Guys, I must say we're really lucky on this trip. Right next to the main road, we stumbled upon a very famous sightseeing spot. Word has it that it's tied to many ancient legends. It's quite sacred. If you ever get the chance, you should definitely visit once. See it in person to realize how beautiful it truly is. It literally gives you goosebumps. But since we don't have much time, we have to keep driving, because this trip has a strict deadline. The organization requested us to arrive within 7 days. I just hope that after this stretch, the desolate road ahead will be easier to navigate, as long as no incidents happen. So we have to speed up again. Keep pushing straight ahead. Ahead of us is another famous landmark. With an altitude of over 10,000 feet, it's also one of the highest mountain passes we've crossed since the beginning of this journey. Once we pass this section, we'll rest near a famous tourist spot. Over 1,240 miles down, it's the first time seeing a sign pointing to the destination, yet there are still nearly 3,600 miles left. Tonight we will stop here, park the vehicles temporarily at a gas station, and rest around this area. Technically, today is the 4th day since we set off. Guys, it's time to refuel with diesel again. Even though we've lightened the vehicle, it's still a real fuel guzzler. This is the final highway stretch of this trip. Once we finish this part, we're getting off the highway for good. You could say this is our final sprint before the massive challenge that awaits right after this ahead of us. Over 620 miles of desolate roads with an average altitude completely above 13,000 feet. Taking the opportunity to refuel now, so tomorrow morning will be smoother. But this station doesn't have cold weather diesel. Since they don't have it, we won't risk filling up. Filling up with the wrong type would mean waking up to a frozen engine. Let's see if we can park the vehicles here overnight. If not, we'll exit the highway and head into town to find a place to sleep. Waking up the next morning, the roads have already started freezing over. Not sure how the other cars are handling it, or if they ran into any trouble. Moving on to day 5, but guys, we have to refuel with diesel again. Last night, we couldn't get cold weather diesel. For now, we'll temporarily use regular diesel. Drive during the day to burn through it. Once night falls, switching back to the cold weather type should be fine. Today is the day everyone's in the best mood, because we're finally almost there. Once we arrive, we can rest for at least half a day. We finally made it. The first order of business is to top off the tanks for all the vehicles. Getting ready to face our biggest challenge tomorrow morning, a legendary route. The first few thousand miles were manageable, but the final stretch of over 1,000 miles through desolate dirt roads will be the toughest challenge yet.
Before this crane truck sets off, preparing to cross over 620 miles through an uninhabited desert. Anyone who's traveled through here dreads getting stranded the most. But this time, we ended up being the ones causing the traffic jam. How are we going to handle this now? This leg of the trip isn't just stressful, it's extremely dangerous. There's even a semi-truck flipped over right here. The drivers can only stand by, completely helpless. The situation with our crane truck isn't looking any better. No matter how we try, we can't make it up this mountain slope. Behind us, a long line of vehicles is completely gridlocked and no one can move. Picking up from the last episode, our oversized vehicle permit was only valid up to a certain point, so we had to reweigh the truck and renew the permit for the next leg. The process here is pretty quick, taking just a single morning to finish. It's now afternoon and we're getting ready to hit the road, officially entering the challenge of over 620 miles of rough roads. This 900-ton crane truck is brand new, straight out of the factory. More importantly, none of our drivers have ever driven in a highland region like this before. Up next, we'll spend about a week cutting through a completely uninhabited area. We honestly don't know if the chassis and tires have what it takes to survive. Since we're short on time today, we won't be going too far, just driving to the base of the mountain range ahead and stopping there. The escort vehicle will head back to pick up the drivers so they can rest. The next morning, we set off before 6 a.m. It's still pitch black outside. No need to refuel today because from before, we already filled up both the upper and lower engines. Everything is filled with extreme cold weather diesel. Today's goal is to reach the next rest stop. Looking at the current road conditions, I don't know if this crane truck will make it before dark.
Since the vehicle is massive and the roads are incredibly rough, we pretty much avoid driving at night. Before we knew it, daylight broke, but the road surface is only getting worse. I'm not sure if we'll hit our planned speed today. Guys, things are looking bad up ahead. There's a chance we won't make it to our rest stop today. Up ahead, it's packed with trucks carrying ultra-long equipment. They're also getting ready to head deep into the interior. If they don't pull over to let us pass, our crane truck won't be able to get through, because the crane truck itself is an oversized load. Luckily, they agreed to stop and yield the way. As soon as they stop, we'll seize the chance to push ahead. Up above is the route we're about to run parallel to. Right now, we're driving on the National Highway. The two routes run almost side by side with each other. Our only option now is to back up, get some momentum, and try rushing up multiple times. Back up and try again. It's probably still going to be tough this time. We struggled on this section for over half an hour, but we still couldn't make it up. By now, the equipment trucks have caught right up behind us. We're forced to stop and let them go ahead. We finally cleared that section. We made it through, but unexpectedly fell behind. This highway stretch didn't last very long. For most of the journey, we'll be running parallel to the railway. Just to give you guys some context, most supplies in this region rely heavily on this railway and the highway for transportation. Look at that railway about to cut through the snow-capped mountains. The train is still running up there, hauling car after car of supplies. It really feels like a lifeline supplying the land ahead. Pay close attention, guys. Our current altitude is climbing with every mile. We've crossed the 13,000 foot mark. Our bodies are doing just fine. The truck hasn't had any issues either, so we keep pushing forward. We're starting to climb a high mountain pass. This is the highest point of this mountain range, the roof of the world out here. The scenery is truly majestic. The altitude right now is nearly 15,700 feet. We take a quick look at the view. Then we start heading down the mountain. Right after this, we'll enter the uninhabited zone. A small town is appearing up ahead. The crane truck driver suggests heading in there to refuel and grabbing some lunch at the same time. We have to use 2 nozzles at once. The fuel tanks are absolutely massive. Not long after lunch, we spot a colleague's truck flipped over, right on the highway. Our crane truck isn't carrying the large boom. If it were, we could have lent a hand. The roads in this uninhabited region are extremely tricky. Anyone driving out here needs to be incredibly careful. Keep your speed down. Lady Luck was on our side today, though. Before dark,
We managed to reach our rest stop. First, we get the crane truck refueled, and then we turn in for the night. Even though the altitude is quite high, we really don't have any other choice. A quick splash of water on the truck, and it freezes instantly. It's past 6 a.m., but the sun still hasn't come up. We hit the road again. The temperature right now is well below freezing. The truck starts blowing white smoke. The weather is beautifully sunny, but the temperature is brutally low. I don't quite get it either. This crane truck looks massive, but it has so many wheels that it actually moves pretty fast. It's even faster than the train. We take the opportunity to speed up. Let's see if we can make it to the next rest stop tonight. Time to refuel the crane truck again. We pull over, filling up both the upper and lower tanks, topping off extra just in case. We can pump it down from the upper engine if needed. Not long after, we officially enter the plateau region. The main route, including the highway, comes in from the north.
At 16,400 feet, a crane truck weighing dozens of tons, and this incline leaves absolutely no room for error. Up ahead, the truck can't make it up. Behind us, a long gridlock. Stuck halfway up the pass, we're completely stranded. Thick smoke everywhere, tires constantly slipping. At this altitude, even just breathing leaves us lightheaded. We decided to back down and gain momentum for one final shot. If this fails, the whole convoy will be stuck for hours. And this is the moment everything starts to change. Alright guys, it looks like we're making pretty good time today. We reached our stop before dark, so we get to turn in early tonight. This truck was brand new just a moment ago, and in the blink of an eye, it already looks ancient. That just tells you how the road conditions out here are absolutely brutal. Look at this, guys. It's completely covered in dust. Our crane truck led the way all the way out here. Driving behind it, the chase cars could barely see the road. So the layer of dust on the cars is insane. Since we arrived early, I'll take you guys to check out the surrounding highland scenery. After resting for the night, the next morning, right at the base of the mountain, we ran into another nightmare. Yet another steep incline. No matter how hard we push, the crane truck just cannot crawl up. There are already a few other trucks pulled over on the shoulder. With it being heavy in the front and light in the back, climbing this is incredibly difficult. Sure, a multi-wheeled crane truck has traction, but lacking rear weight is a massive disadvantage. Guys, our crane truck is completely stuck here.
trapped between construction vehicles in front and behind. At times like this, you really start to envy the train. It just glides right through without any hesitation. Looking back, there's a massive line of vehicles gridlocked. If we don't move, everyone else is completely frozen. In the end, we decided to back the truck down and let the other trucks that parked here overnight go ahead first. Once they've cleared out, we'll try to build up speed from the bottom and see if we can force our way up. Wait guys, what's wrong with this truck? If you didn't know better, you'd think it's on fire with all this heavy smoke. Once the other trucks cleared the path, our crane truck gunned the engine to attempt the climb again. But it looks like it's still no good. We still can't make it up. This is a massive headache. It's a promised delivery to the client, so we can't take any reckless chances. Even the support truck from behind is giving up. We've lost a full 2 hours stuck right here. Finally, we had to lock all the differentials to claw our way up. Consider this pass successfully conquered. Up next is the ultimate challenge of the entire journey, the highest mountain pass on this route. We finally reached the summit, guys. The altitude is over 16,400 feet. My head is starting to spin a bit. The moment you step out of the truck, you instantly feel the difference. The fatigue hits you hard. Above 13,100 feet, your body can still manage. But crossing 16,400 feet, it hits you instantly. So we need to head down quickly. We don't dare stay up here for long. We didn't arrive until past 9 p.m. last night, and we hit the road this morning before dawn. We have to cover over 185 miles today. The upcoming stretch is mostly main highways. It's going to be a pretty smooth cruise. We expect to arrive by afternoon. We shouldn't be running late today. Rest assured, guys, spirits are high today because the rough roads are mostly behind us, and we're almost at our destination. After spending nearly a week battling brutal tracks, the wide open highway feels like absolute heaven. It's fast and way less exhausting. Just look at this view, guys. Deep blue from the ground all the way to the sky. Blue lakes, blue skies, making the snow-capped mountains absolutely pop. It's an incomparable kind of beauty. Leaving the main road, the delivery team takes the chance to wash it down, getting it ready to hand over to the client. Over 10 long days, we finally made it. Come on, guys, just 50 miles left to go. This kid is amazing, helping his mom wash cars out here. This crane truck isn't heading back to the company headquarters. It's driving straight to the job site. From here, it's about another 50 miles, roughly a 2-hour drive, and we're there. On the way, we fuel up one last time. Did anyone happen to notice, counting from the very start of the trip until now, how many times we've stopped at a gas station? You can just tell we're almost there. Nearly half a month of escort duty is finally wrapping up. But some other trucks just arrived and blocked our path again. We're forced to wait behind them, inching forward bit by bit. Only after they clear out can we keep going. Luckily, it's not a long stretch, just a few miles, so it's still manageable.
Alright guys, we have officially reached our final destination. The job site sits at an extreme altitude. This is one of the highest wind farms in the world, with some turbines positioned at over 17,400 feet. That's a wrap, guys. Our 2,500 mile journey officially ends here. Tomorrow, this brand new crane gets right to work. Thanks for following along on our channel. If you enjoyed this, please drop a like and hit that follow button. See you guys in the next video. That's a wrap on this insane journey, guys. If you loved the ride, smash that like button, drop a comment below, and hit subscribe with notifications turned on. Your support keeps this channel moving. See you in the next video.